Our Across the Aisle segment tonight, radio show host Laura Ingraham announced she would take a week off from her television and radio shows in the midst of an effort by liberals to pressure advertisers to boycott her show. The firestorm started when Laura Ingraham accused Parkland student David Hogg of whining about his college rejections. Hogg demanded that Ingraham apologize, which she did, but apparently that wasn't enough for him. Hogg tweeted, and I quote, "I 100% agree an apology in an effort just to save your advertisers is not enough. I will only accept your apology only if you denounce the way your network has treated my friends and I in this fight. It's time to love thy neighbor, not mudsling at children." But it seems like the standard only applies to liberal Parkland students, because when pro-Second Amendment student Kyle Kashuv faces scorn from CNN, liberals don't bat an eye. With me now, history professor and author of Obama's America, Ian Reifowitz. Ian, good to see you.
Good to see you again, Liz.
All right, Ian, so you wrote an article for the Daily Kos about this, talking about conservatives allegedly punching down at Parkland student David Hogg, and you say that that shows Republicans' fear of not being able to defend the issues for which Republicans stand here. And so I gave a little background in the introduction, as you heard, about where this sort of started, that Laura Ingraham posted that article on her Twitter account and said that David Hogg was whining about being rejected from colleges. He didn't really whine, but that was the crux of her tweet. And I wanted to ask you, are you aware of the verbiage that Laura Ingraham used when she was talking about David Hogg's rejection from those colleges?
Yeah, I mean, I looked at the tweet, and you know, she said, like you said, that he whines. I think it was in present tense, that he whines about being rejected from college, and she mentioned that he'd been rejected from a couple of colleges, and she mentioned his grade point average, and talked about the college acceptance rate. So I think you got it pretty accurate.
Right, and we can show that on the screen. And I'm not coming to the defense of this tweet here. I actually think it's kind of a meaningless tweet. It's sort of purposeless. I would not have sent a tweet like this. It's a little immature, I think, to talk about him being rejected. David Hogg was talking about this openly to TMZ, so he did open himself up to criticism. But I wouldn't have done what Laura Ingraham did. That being said, Ian, do you think saying the word whine, is that hateful?
Hateful? No, I don't think it's hateful. I think it was inappropriate, but it doesn't matter what I think. Laura Ingraham decided it was inappropriate because she apologized for it. But I don't think that it's hateful. I think that's an important word, and it's a strong word. I wouldn't go that far. No, I don't.
Do you think it's slandering children?
I'm not a lawyer, so I don't remember exactly the definition of slander, but I think it's certainly inappropriate enough that she had to apologize. You don't go after children, 17-year-olds. You don't go after. Let's not use the word children. You don't go after minors.
No, I'm just quoting. In an David Hogg himself.
Way.
He was the one who said slandering children.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I would rephrase that as, you don't go after minors who haven't gone after you. You don't make an unprovoked attack on a minor over something personal, even if it's something that the person has brought up. It's one thing to criticize David Hogg's positions on the gun issue. That's totally legitimate. He's engaging in a debate over guns, and that's where the debate should have stayed. And I think, you and I are on the same page here. It's not hate, but it's certainly inappropriate what Laura Ingraham did.
Right. I use the word immature, and I'd use that again. I see no reason to pick on him. I think whether or not he goes to college, he's going to do just fine. He's already very successful as an activist. He doesn't need to worry about it. In my opinion, I think it's actually encouraging in this day and age that you can be successful without college. That being said, we do agree with each other up to this point. So I want to show this tweet on the screen. This is from Joan Walsh. She works for CNN, and she was tweeting about another Parkland survivor by the name of Kyle Kashuv. As you know, Kyle is pro-Second Amendment. He's sort of the adversary. He and David Hogg are sort of adversaries in the policies that they're pushing in the wake of the Parkland shooting. And Joan Walsh says, wow, Kyle Kashuv, are you really policing who likes tweets from a grieving Parkland father who lost his daughter? Good luck handling your stress, Kyle. Ian, do you think that's appropriate?
No, I think that there's some inappropriateness there, but we need to give a little bit more detail there, right? This was a Twitter conflict, so to speak, between a man named Fred Gutenberg, who is the father of who lost a child at Parkland. So he is in conflict on Twitter with Mr. Kashuv. The two of them are going at it, and excuse me. Mr. Gutenberg writes to Kyle Kashuv, "Shame on you," and then Joan Walsh likes that tweet. So Joan Walsh isn't directly engaging with Kyle Kashuv. She just likes a tweet from a father, as the tweet says. Then Kyle Kashuv then goes after her directly, talking about bias, and then Joan Walsh responds. I have no problem with her responding to somebody who attacks her. I have no problem with her defending herself. The only part I didn't like and I disagreed with was when she said, "Good luck handling your stress." She didn't need to say that. She could have made a point without saying that.
Isn't that a personal attack actually very similar to what Laura Ingraham said about David Hogg?
Well, that's my point. No, it's not. Laura Ingraham went after David Hogg unprovoked. David Hogg didn't first attack Laura Ingraham.
Actually, David Hogg has called all NRA members and all law-abiding gun owners murderers. He said that Republicans are sick efforts. I mean, that is provoking.
But that's a political argument. That's not Laura Ingraham is a liar or Laura Ingraham is biased or Laura Ingraham is a bad journalist. All right. No, that's a political argument. I think it's an inflammatory political argument. It's not a helpful political argument. But no, what Joan Walsh did was respond to an attack on her by a 17-year-old, yes, who was also attacking the father of somebody who died at Parkland.
Wait a second. I'm sorry. I can't quite get past this point. I can't quite get past this point. You understand that David Hogg has said that all Republicans, specifically elected officials and anyone who is advocating for, or I guess pushing against what he's pushing for, his gun control, he has said that they have the blood of children on their faces and that they don't care. You don't think that that's provocation that's worth defending yourself against?
No, that's not mentioning Laura Ingraham's name. If Laura Ingraham wants to attack David Hogg and not have to apologize for it, then she has to wait for him to attack her first. He's a minor. You know that and I know that. That's why Laura Ingraham apologized.
Listen,
so
I'm not defending Laura Ingraham. I'm exposing the absolutely blatant double standards right now. No, I think they're both wrong. I think Laura Ingraham was wrong to send that tweet, and I think that Joan Walsh was wrong to send this tweet. I don't quite understand why liberals can't share my opinion right here and say, listen, both were wrong. Why they, to the point of absurdity, defend liberals and always try to malign Republicans.
I gave you my answer. I said that the last part of her tweet was wrong, but that there is a difference between responding when you are attacked and what Laura Ingraham did, which was an unprovoked attack not in a response to anything in particular that David Hogg said, but politically, but simply to attack him personally and call him a whiner.
It's an ad hominem attack, Ian. It's an ad hominem attack against Kyle. She said, good luck handling your stress. I mean, can you imagine if a Republican said that to David Hogg? This is a child who just experienced a traumatic event that, God hopes most people will not have to experience. This is a child who watched his classmates die in a mass shooting, and an adult, a person who works for CNN, says, good luck handling your stress, and liberals don't care. Do you not see that double standard?
But you heard me very specifically say that part was wrong, okay? You heard me say that. And Kyle Kashuv attacked the father of somebody who lost a child at Parkland. 17, 18, 19, that's disgusting, okay? So Kyle Kashuv was the first person
now you're attacking Kyle Kashuv.
Twitter, and this is all on Twitter. But no, Kyle Kashuv attacked that man, Mr. Gutenberg. Joan Walsh liked the tweet, and then Kyle Kashuv attacked her. Look, this is far more into the depths of Twitter than I ever thought I'd get in my life. The whole thing about Twitter wars is a bit much. But I want to point out one other thing. The Daily Wire, a conservative site, covered this exact story. Do you know what it failed to mention? It failed to mention the name Fred Gutenberg. It failed to mention the fact that Kyle Kashuv was attacking a Parkland father.
That part is not consequential to the fact that Joan Walsh hurled an ad hominem attack at a Parkland survivor because that Parkland survivor is a Republican. The left didn't care. There's a double standard. Either it's okay to criticize and hurl ad hominems or it's not. But there cannot be a double standard where it's okay for liberals to hurl ad hominems at conservatives and not okay for conservatives to hurl ad hominems at liberals. It's wrong both ways. And if liberals want to pretend like they're the morality police, they better be a little more equal in their treatment of everybody who is the target of this kind of bullying. Ian, on that note, we are out of time, but we will talk again soon. Thanks for being here.